Whoa, that intro makes me, I don't know, man. I want to punch somebody's face in right now. Or just knock somebody out. Now, I gotta be honest, I got a lot of heat last week because so the first episode of Thursday Night Throwdown, one of the things that I was most pissed off about was, the Becky Boop situation. All right? And I brought her on, and, you know, I had a lot of fire for her. Like, the week before, I was calling her, like, a fucking ugly pussy and all, whatever the fuck. I don't know. But, you know, what she did was fucked up, you know, so I said some fucked up shit. But, you know, I reached out to her, and I said, you know, want to come on the show? And she did. And, you know, I just felt that I had already ranted. I had already destroyed her. And there was no changing her mind. Based on my DMs that I had with her, and based on what I said to her, it just felt like there was no real changing her mind on what she had done, or what I thought she had done, and what I think we all thought she did, really. And it was not put the work in, but want money, basically. Not put any work in, but want money. But I guess she explained she did put a lot of work in, but I still don't think that she put enough work in, to quite frankly, for what she was asking for, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, I just didn't see it. You know, you talk about the video game channel and all these other things. Well, video gamers just sit on the stream and they just, you know, they stream and then they get tipped and everything. So, I mean, I don't know, I just don't count what she did. 24 videos in a year, you know what I mean? And if you even if you count 2 hours of editing and whatever, and most of the videos, the stuff she talked about was mostly known, so it wasn't really that much research. So while I still disagree with her defense, I guess. I still disagree with her, but it seems to me that she's convinced herself, or she's just saying it, I don't know. But so I respect it, whatever. Sounds good to me. And I guess, like, nobody wanted to hear that shit. They just wanted to hear me bury her, which I can agree with. You know, I can say, you know, I get that. I would want to do it, too. Yeah, she said my content was brainless. I don't know. I'm a commentator. I comment on things. You know, I rant on it. I honestly, she did say that, I almost went crazy. I thought about going crazy on her. I'm not going to lie, I did. I was like, you know what? I'm being all nice here, and now you're going to say that? I mean, but fuck it. I'm not going to even say anything because she's not here now. You know, if I wanted to say it, I could have said it when she was here. I do think she was kind of a dumb dick. But, I don't know. I just wasn't, I wasn't in a bad mood either. Like, I wasn't mad anymore. So, like, I'd already passed. Now, if I'd gotten her the week before when I had all my points in my head and everything, I might have maybe gone in on her. I don't know. But either way, it kind of backfired, I think. I mean, having her on, it just didn't do much for anybody. But, I mean, I think clearly you know that I think that what she was doing was bullshit. And she knows that what I think she was doing was bullshit. And she knows that most of you think that what she was doing was bullshit. And that's it. I mean, that's all there is to it at that point. So what's up, guys? It feels good to be back here on Corrupted. I don't know if we would have maybe gotten more viewers if I'd gone live on Spectrum Gaming, or on, been able to go live on Joe Cronin Show. But this is the show's home. This is where Thursday Night Throwdown was supposed to be when I was about to launch this show, And then 3 months I got the take the strike on this channel 3 months ago for nothing. And they would have fixed it for me if I hadn't deleted it. I believe. It was for the Tide Pod video. Yeah, because YouTube was just automatically taking anybody out that said anything about a Tide Pod. Unless they were Jimmy Kimmel or unless they were NBC, right? If it's a mainstream channel and like Jimmy Fallon wants to joke about eating a Tide Pod, he can do that. But if Joe Cronin makes a Tide Pod song, they take it down. Just like today, another mass amount of advertisers, CNN tattletaled to a bunch of advertising companies that their ads were playing on all these like videos that were inappropriate or whatever. So now hundreds of advertisers have backed off of YouTube again, by the way. By the way, these same advertisers are advertisers who advertise on the news. They're the same people that say they won't advertise in front of my news video if I were to talk about, there was an attack on Syria today. The advertisers wouldn't want to advertise on my video. But on the news, I could then turn on the news and see those very same advertisers that said it would be inappropriate to advertise on a video where I talk about Syria. And those very advertisers, guess what? They're on the news, advertising in front of attacks on Syria. So I have long said that there's a conspiracy with the mainstream, with the globalists, with the media, with everybody, right? Because here's the deal. Google's in bed with all these people. Google works for all the big companies to make sure to funnel their websites, right? Google always has. And you put everybody in bed together, Disney and all the big movie companies and the TV networks, and then you put them in there, and then what happens? YouTube was doing so well, and then Google bought YouTube. And ever since Google bought YouTube, although things have seemingly gotten cooler and better, it's really been taking away more and more from the creator. Remember when MTV was music television? Is MTV still music television? No, it's not, because the corporate monster has taken over. Just the same way that the corporate monster is taking over YouTube. What's up, Himmelgod? By the way, a lot of you guys have been screaming about it and telling me about it, and I've been upset about it too. But guess what, guys? Super Chat is back. That's right. Super Chat is back. It should be back on the other channel, on the Spectrum Gaming channel, on the Battle Royal Battalion Gaming channel, but it's not because they still haven't approved my monetization, even though we were 40,000 hours over the limit. 40,000 hours over the threshold, rather. So if you guys want to Super Chat tonight, we'll hit those up as well. Thank you for everybody who supported this shit. But anyway, ever since Google bought YouTube, this has been going on. It's been getting worse and worse. They only attack independent creators. They don't attack Jimmy Fallon. They don't attack Jimmy Kimmel. They don't attack anybody else. But they support the shit out of it. Why would YouTube, a place that's supposed to be about tubing, is the opposite now? They've even done it to some of their most popular YouTubers. The people that they felt, well, we don't really want them to represent us. You know what I mean? They're so popular, people like PewDiePie and stuff like that. They don't want them to be represented, so they did everything they could to get rid of them and move them down and push them down. A guy like Onision, his whole channel was completely shadow banned by YouTube. Now, granted, the guy doesn't do himself any favors. I mean, Onision, this guy practically every once in a while makes a video about this stuff. Hey, Super Laser, what's up? Oh, look at people are freaking out with the Super Chats now. Are they popping up on my thing? Or do I got to sign into that? Oh, maybe I do. Maybe the alerts aren't on. Why aren't the alerts on? I thought they would work in the... Oh, maybe it's because it's a $2 one? I don't know yet. I don't know if I have to resync my other account with it. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Narb Spankaho, what's up, man? What's up? You got Narb and Super Laser showing up. Yeah, there was a lot of people that wanted to Super Chat weeks ago, and, that didn't happen. I don't know. I don't know why it should pop up with my super chat party thing, but I'll fix that. I'll figure that out. Super Laser and Narb, thank you very much. Super Laser, glad the super chat is back. What's up? What's up, Super Laser? Thank you. So, you know, they wanted to push their agenda of who they want in the forefront on YouTube. I mean, even now, probably right now, guys, we can all probably go right now and look over at the trending tab, and it's probably all of their people they want to push. You know, the trending doesn't work the way it's used to work, where something actually trends. Now, things can trend, but they have to be like go through this big approval process and everything. The thing I find weird is, you know, guys like Philip DeFranco, you know, obviously he probably put out a video today. Or, you know, somebody with millions of subs probably put out a trailer today. And that trailer... Oh, well, here he is. I found him way down here. This is a major problem, but I have a solution. It's him talking about YouTube. I got to be honest, I'm surprised it's there. But everybody that's here, it's all like, you know, Wheel of Freestyle, Black Panther, like Star... Why is that trending number 3? You know, like, why is it that? Why? It only has 400,000 views. How can that be trending? There's stuff that went up just a day ago and even hours ago that's at millions of views. So the trending tab, especially in the U.S., makes no sense. I hear from a lot of other countries that their trending tab works different, and many of them actually work. And I guess that's good for you guys, but... Like, I'm convinced if I had a video that got 1 million views, and I do, I have a video that has 2 million views, and it got views fast. By the way, I'm going to put the link to the Discord in the chat down below. Everybody hop on into Discord. If you want to call up or if you want to be on the show, I'll move you over here and into the Discord. Let me just put the link in here real quick. There's the link. I just put it in the chat. So just check that out. Click that link whenever you can, and make sure you're in the Discord. You're signed up on the Discord. It's all free and shit. But you know, that's my rant on YouTube. It's all bullshit here at this point, and I think they're really starting to try to, like, you know, get us to stop, get many people to be discouraged. That's why anybody who's trying to grow on YouTube, it's really hard. I mean, to really start picking up subs with like, to start going, like, viral or to start gaining lots of subs very fast. There's very few people that are doing it right now. They're able to do it. I've got the basics down. I've got the, like, if I had to start a brand new channel, like, tomorrow, I have the basic idea of how to build that thing. You know what I mean? But I would hit a wall eventually, probably, with it. You know, but there's people that just blow up. Yeah, I mean, Onision is kind of a dick, and I'll go back to Onision. I talked about him a few minutes ago. And shout out to D Moon, and what's up to Shell? Onision is a dick, but I still don't want the guy, like, you know, I don't want anybody to be banned or fail. I mean, he is a little creepy. Like, there is something up with him, and perhaps, you know, something weird's gonna go on with him in the future. You know, I mean, I don't know. I mean, he could be a terrible person, but you know, he doesn't help himself because he dares his patrons to stop being his patrons. He calls people scumbags, and then he's like, and if you don't like it, you know, un-Patreon me. You know, I lost 100 Patreons today. Good. You know, and like he does stuff like that. Oh, I lost subscribers. And like he promotes the fact that he's losing subscribers and that people hate him and that his Patreon is losing people. And like if you go around promoting your own negativity, promoting failure of your own, you're going to create it even further. And so that could be a big reason why his channel is fucked, for sure. But what's up, Elias? I'm sorry. Poor Elias. I was going to do a hockey podcast with him, but all day today, we just never got done. I wanted to do a bunch of wrestling things today. I wanted to do a whole bunch of shit today. But I woke up late, and then the kids needed me, and by the time they go to bed, it's like they went to bed just a few minutes ago, actually. I barely even watched the hockey game tonight. I only saw half of the Bruins game. What are your thoughts on the Channel Awesome fiasco? The big rumor over Wario sex assault rumor. I actually don't know about that. I really haven't followed that. I normally would follow that. And if you have stuff too that you want me to talk about on this show, like controversial shit, you know, send it to me. Let me know, like, hey, Thursday night Throwdown, here's this. And, this is a little similar to what I do on Morning Madness on Patreon, a little bit. It's a little different, though, with the calls and everything that we're going to do here. And if you guys are pissed off or you have rants or whatever, we're going to really try to feature that type of stuff. But I'm really trying to... Oh, damn, ADTR. ADTR. Boom. That's the biggest one. ADTR, what's up, man? I got to figure out why Streamlabs isn't playing these. I think it's because it's linked to my other channel now. So I'll work on that. What's up, ADTR? Thank you, man. ADTR says, what's up, Joe? How you doing? Glad Super Chat is back. Anyway, WrestleMania 17 is the greatest Mania of all time because of the build-up to Austin Rock 2. You had Shane versus Vince, Taker versus Triple H, TLC 2, and Austin heel turn. ADTR, that WrestleMania was really good. But I hated the Austin heel turn. I remember I was like enjoying everything, and then all of a sudden that happened, and I was just at home like, what the heck? What? It made no sense to me. I thought it was just completely out of his character, like very much out of his character, and it just made... It really ruined... I don't know if it didn't ruin Stone Cold, but it kind of did. Like, Stone Cold was never the same after that. And, ADTR, thank you for the $20, man. That's a drop in the big one there. This show is now sponsored by ADTR. But, no, I think that... I thought that ruined... that kind of left me with a sour taste of WrestleMania. It didn't leave me with a, like, wow, what a moment. Instead, I was just kind of like... I was, like, irritated. I really was. I was actually, like, upset. That might have been, like, one of the first times where I wish that there was a show to go on and talk about. Like, I wish YouTube existed then, because I would have wanted to call a show or had my own show and been like, this was ridiculous. And what they did with it wasn't very good either. So, I was not happy with that. It deflated a lot of the feelings I had for the WrestleMania, but it was still good. It was still a good Mania, but I definitely liked their matchup, the third one or whatever they had. But that match had been good up until that point. Didn't The Rock won the third one? Yeah, The Rock won the third one. Thank you, ADTR. Now, top super chat donation. Thank you. I remember that. I don't know, man. I just remember being... I couldn't believe it, man. And then Steve Austin got really funny when he started doing, like... when he started hugging McMahon and all that stuff. But then he got really funny when he, like, did all that stuff with Kurt Angle. And I'm going to be making a video on my wrestling channel, on the Joe Cronin Show channel, about my like, top 4 or 5 most important wrestlers of all time. And it's going to be a top 4 or top 5, I think. And it's only going to be the wrestlers that I think, propelled the business, like drove the business back upward when it had been dragging down or could have possibly ended, maybe. So that will be interesting, and that will be over there. So check that out later. It'll be cool. Damn, fuck. Connor from OK Fabes chiming in, too. Let's see what Connor has to say. What's up, Connor? Connor did a great job with me the other night on Out of Nowhere. Just me and him. The return of Super Chat live uncorrupted, brought to you by Tommy's Wendy's. Oh my God, dude! Tommy's gonna see that. I'm gonna get shit now. I'm gonna get heat because of that. He's gonna be like, "You didn't have to read that." You know what's funny is I do get heat sometimes about Tommy. Like last Monetize This, everybody's like, "So you put a guy on there and just make fun of him, Joe? That's what you do and everything." And I'm like, dude, I didn't really make fun of Tommy. And in fact, if you've noticed over the last few weeks, I've just been normal with Tommy. Like, okay, Tommy, you goofball, and stuff like that. But other people have really attacked him. I find it really funny. And I don't know what it is. And I don't have a problem with anybody, obviously, but it is kind of funny. The people watching this show that watch Monetize This have to know, and watch other people's shows, have to know that there's a double standard, right? There's a double standard with some other people. For some reason, Whenever I do something, it's a big problem. But when other people do it, no problem at all. Or, for instance, this monetized this when I didn't really do anything, but other people did. I was the one yelled at that said I was the one picking on somebody. I barely said anything. But there's this weird double standard out there that, especially me and Bailey, I don't know why, me and Bailey are always catching shit. You know, sometimes Bailey kind of, he goes a little further, but I mean, I don't know. It's very funny, very bizarre. I don't know what's going on. But you know what, Tommy? Fuck it. I didn't say it. Go beat up Connor from OKFabe. Go beat up what's his face? The Mustang. Go get him. Leave me alone.
You New York piece of shit. You New York piece of shit.
Oh, man. Young Republican has me in all kinds of trouble. I didn't do a goddamn thing, and Republicans got me in all kinds of problems. Now, Young Republican's been listening to the show for 3 or 4 years, right? And I've had my wars and anger at him. But he's always been a big, you know, he's always been a friend, usually really a big fan of the show. You know, and I've gotten mad at him, obviously, and he's been excommunicated, and, you know, same sort of situation with Scott, right? McKinnon and, you know, all these other people, these characters. But, you know, I got to give him credit. Recently, I mean, he is stirring the pot. Like, so I won't really go into it, but he'll, like, leave comment. Like, somebody was leaving me comments the other day on my video over and over again about Leah. And I had to say that, no, Leah's not... I don't even want to say it because I don't want to get involved in it, but it's just really funny. And so I think I was baited by him to say that. But then he just made like 100 songs. Somebody attacked me recently, and I got to give it to Young Republican. Young actually called the guy out. You know, Young is finally, instead of attacking me, Young is attacking somebody else. And Young was the one who told me that these people were talking like really bad about me and my family and Leah and everything. So I'm like, okay, whatever. And so I went and listened to, you know, he's sending me the links of all this fucked up shit that he's doing. And I'm like, all right. So I go listen to it. And it's fucking hilarious. Like, it's fucked up. Like, I even wrote on the video, I wrote, like, WTF, LOL. Like, what the fuck, like, is wrong with you? Which I guess I wasn't supposed to do. That got me in trouble somehow. You know? But, I mean, I've said the same thing on when he said that he's going to, you know, cut me into pieces and shit. So, I mean, but the guy is fucking out of his mind, and what he just, not even, like, the way he sings in these songs is fucking killing me. Like,
you New York piece of shit.
You know who he sounds like is, God damn it, Corey Feldman. Young sounds like fucking Corey Feldman.
You New York piece of shit.
Listen to this.
You fucking fag.
Oh my god, dude. This fucking Young is just
fucking fag. Fucking fag. My wife. You fucking fag.
You fucking fag. Oh man, what was it a couple weeks ago? And he put band-aids all over his nipples. This guy, but this is what he does, man. He goes into chats, he just flips out. He makes multiple accounts. We've known this for 3 years or something. He makes multiple different accounts. And just whatever. I don't know. Sometimes you're like, that's got to be him, right? And you don't know when it's him and when it's somebody else, and who cares anyway. But thank you, ADTR, for that $20. You're now the top super chatter. That was a pretty big mountain to climb. But yeah, so there's an earthquake in Detroit. I know, demonetized. There's an earthquake in Detroit. It was only, I guess it's a magnitude of 3 or something. Leah said that's not a big deal. I was like, whoa. Like, this is crazy. Because, I mean, it's in the city, right? Do you remember? I don't remember an earthquake in Boston, Leah. Do you remember an earthquake in the city of Boston? Yeah, but I mean, like, if there was a 3, like a magnitude 3, that'd be kind of a big deal, wouldn't it?
I guess if it's right under the city, yeah.
All right. Well, it says Michigan, so maybe It says earthquake in Detroit. So I assume that this is a... Oh, man, did you know that... Wow, Gil Santos just died. April 19th. What the hell? Scott Zolak, former New England Patriots quarterback. You guys probably don't care. Gil Santos was the Patriots radio play-by-play guy for years, up until about a few years ago. He had this really deep voice, like the Patriots. Like he just had a really deep voice. Speaking of sports, the Bruins won.
It looks like it was just south of Detroit.
Just south of Detroit. Oh, okay. I guess everybody's all right. I thought it was way more like I was like, whoa, what is happening? You know? Yeah, you can feel a 3. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was like, wasn't it a 3.6 or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hardly anything. Amanda's in the chat. She said it's hardly anything.
About 15 miles from the
Oh shit! Well, I guess I'm crazy. I thought it was pretty decent. So what do you guys? So the other day I made a video about the Starbucks situation. You know, the Starbucks. I don't know. It's people are losing their minds over this, but okay. So first of all, when I made the video the other day, my impression was that these 2 black guys were sitting in the Starbucks, and then they were asked to leave just because they'd been there too long. But then I found out that they had asked to go to the bathroom, and that's when they were asked to leave because they weren't going to buy anything. But I guess people go into Starbucks all the time when they don't buy things. And that's why like all the white people started freaking out. And then I was really upset because I thought they got arrested. But I guess what I found out was they weren't arrested. They were handcuffed and then brought outside, and then they were just released, and they didn't get arrested or taken to jail at all. And the place didn't sue them or whatever. The place didn't press charges on them. I would hope not. But fuck Starbucks, though. Seriously. Fuck them anyway. Who wants to go to Starbucks? You know? I fucking hate Starbucks. I mean, like, I'm sure maybe you guys do. And, you know, I'll get to the people in the Discord chat. We're going to jump in the Discord in a minute. But, I don't know. I don't like Starbucks. But they're fucked right now. I mean, they got people, like, showing up and protesting them. I guess they've interviewed these guys. And, you know, I don't know. Now everybody's just losing their mind. I don't even blame Starbucks. I just blame the local location. You know what I mean? I don't blame all of Starbucks. I just don't like Starbucks anyway. So the coffee, I don't give a shit. Would this happen to Dunkin' Donuts? But I know there's a lot of media spinning this into something way worse than it is. You know, why would the girl ask them to leave? They were the only people that went up and asked to use the bathroom, though. But you know, they didn't ask any of the white people to leave. So I thought it was I don't know. I don't know if they really need this. They went through this big training session, this like sensitivity thing or some stupid thing or whatever. And I just feel like I don't know. Does this happen all the time, or is this just a moron who is at this Starbucks who was like, let me just kick these guys out now? You know, and I don't know. And they said that people were saying they were arguing about who had food and who didn't have food. From what I understood, there was other white people in there just waiting to meet with people who weren't eating anything, who didn't buy anything either.
Yeah, they stood up and said stuff to the cops.
Yeah, right. Like, but I thought some people, but everybody I had seen in the video did have beverages and stuff. But yeah, it just seems unnecessary to have kicked these guys out unless they were there for like 7 hours and like starting to like jack each other off or something. What?
They were waiting for their friend to get there, who showed up right as the cops were putting them in cuffs.
Yeah, yeah. And, you know, the CEO or whatever, the owner or whatever, the guy who runs Starbucks, he said, you know, this is supposed to be a safe, inviting place, and we want people to feel. So, I mean, like, that's what the guys were doing. You know, I mean, they were showing up there. They're like, oh, just hang out at the Starbucks until Bobby gets here to pick us up, right? And so that's what happened. And I think that's part of Starbucks' business model, right? Because if these two guys, even though they didn't buy anything, come in there, they hang out, maybe they use the Wi-Fi, then they get a ride from their buddy and they leave, they may not have purchased something that day, but they've got a positive outlook of Starbucks that may become a part of their life in the future where they spend more money in a Starbucks when they're there, or it may be a place that they do go because they've created that positive, open, and inviting atmosphere, I suppose. I guess that's what the idea is. I think. And from what I can see, that's not what happened. There's been other videos shown of other guys going to try to use the bathroom and they've been kicked out. Now there was a video that came out today where a black guy just said he wanted his free coffee because they were racist. And then this cucked out female white girl just like, oh, I heard about that. Oh, well, I guess I'll get you the coffee now, and then gave him a coffee. And I think the black guy that did this was like a right-wing guy, by the way. But you got to be careful out there because I think the guy that did it is a right-wing sort of like person trying to show the cuckism of liberals and stuff like that. And so like, you know what I mean, they went in there on purpose to like try to bully her to see if they'd get the coffee, then they could run the story. You know, but I'm sure people do that anyway. So it's just, the world is so fucking weird, guys. Like, the news is not what it seems. Everything is messed up. Let's see what people have to say. Finn Balor forever says, I went to Starbucks all the time for people and used the restroom without ordering shit. Hell, many people just sit there and nod off at the free Wi-Fi. Never purchase shit. No one says a thing. Yeah, see, that's the thing. See, I don't know about the culture of coffee shops because I don't go. Okay? I feel like if I go there, I'm going to have to like eat somebody's granola dick if I go to a coffee shop. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to go. I drive up and I go, give me a fucking French vanilla, you fuck. And then the guy hands me a coffee and then I drink it. And then maybe I give him a tip. But no, I'm just kidding. They don't ask for tips. Actually, you can't tip here. It's weird. But, yeah, so if that's the way it is, then that's fucking weird, dude. So I don't know what to tell you. I don't want to call somebody racist if they're not, if they're like they weren't really trying to be. But and if she did, if she was actually scared of these two guys, or she thought like that it was weird these two guys were here, but the white people were sitting there and not bothered, then dare I say that maybe there is the privilege there. Maybe there, because I don't ever say that word. I hate that goddamn word. But, you know, and it works every way. Of everybody has a certain, things that make them able to get away with things or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. They're very weird. And she's a manager too, so you would think that she's seen this every day. You know, there should be no difference between the two black guys who sat down there to hang out and whatever. It doesn't matter what the fuck they're doing. Versus, Ashley McCarthy, who comes up from up the street and sits there on her fucking iPod listening to Taylor Swift singing about her pussy problems.
Really use my last name?
Yeah, it's a common last name. You got a problem?
Yeah, in that context.
I couldn't think of another name.
Don't compare me to some stupid girl listening to pussy problem music.
I'm sorry. I kept wanting to say a black last name and it wasn't working, so then I went to some Irish. And it happened to be your last name. People come in, they relax, they use the Wi-Fi and love customers. Joe, you would be more than welcome here in your Panera. Thank you, Amanda. I'd love to come to Panera. Yeah, I don't know. But 3.3 is a gang, Trump said. Oh, my God. Yeah, the guy was a right-wing comedian, yeah. So, you know what I mean? And there's no problem with that. There's nothing wrong with that guy, trying to prove a point. Like, hey, I'm here for my coffee. I'm a black guy. Because there are people that do things like that. But I don't know, man. I have a problem with Starbucks giving a free coffee out to anybody who's black. I think that's fucking stupid. But I also have a problem with Starbucks, with somebody at Starbucks kicking out black, because hypocritical shit drives me nuts. You know what I mean? Like, it happens to me all the time. Somebody says, you can't do that, but somebody else can do it, and why is it funny when they do it, but I can't do it? And the same thing happens here. If you know that tons of different people are coming in here all the time and sitting, why were these guys kicked out? They didn't even have like a reason. They could have said like, oh, I thought they'd caused problems before. Like, there was no reason. So it was very weird. But anyway, I'm not blaming all of Starbucks. It seems like the CEO seems like a nice guy. I mean, everybody, could be a shithead for all we know. But, I give them credit for whatever. Fuck, I don't know. Sensitivity training for the whole company. That's got to piss everybody off, right? Like, we don't do that shit at my Starbucks, you fucking asshole. The Starbucks that I used to go to when I was leaving, actually we had no Dunkin' Donuts really that close, so at my old work, I had to go to Starbucks. It wouldn't have happened there because just everybody was in that Starbucks. There was like a white guy that worked there. There was a black girl that worked there. There was a Hispanic girl that worked there. There was a white guy. I mean, the people in the fucking Starbucks were all, everybody was, you know, it was like 40% white and then a bunch of other different things, you know.
Starbucks. They can't spell my name right.
Starbucks can't spell Leah's name right.
Ever.
Fuck you, Starbucks.
Ever. They've never spelled it right once.
I'm going to pour a hot coffee. Maybe they have like a chart in the back. So when you say Leah, they go to the L's and they go, oh, and that like the only thing they have written down for Leah is like the dumb way. When you told, like, if I hear the name, whenever I heard the name Leah before, and I rarely heard it. I never really heard it. But when I did hear it, in my mind, it always went Leah. I always thought that's the way you spell it, right? Because Leia would be spelled differently, and Leah, like, just I couldn't imagine it the other way. I'm sure there's other people that do, that maybe they do spell them different ways. CEO had a busy week. Yeah, I didn't even know he was there. Nobody knew who the fucking guy was. Yeah, Detroit's has problems, man. I wouldn't want to be there. What's up, Ed? Does Ed ever sleep? Leah sounded like Boondock Saints. What do you mean? I don't remember. What part are you talking about? You know what he's talking about, Leah?
No. I mean, I know the movie.
Yeah, I know the movie, but he must be referencing a scene. I love when he kills the cat, man. Fucking love that movie. What is he saying? He's screaming something, then he smashes the thing, and then that's when the cat dies. What is he? It's fucking hilarious. Oh my god, what does he say? It's always cracked me up. Oh, here it is. I found it.
You guys should be in every major city. One of these crack piping, ass wiping, motherless lowlifes to get me.
Hallelujah, Jafar.
So like, you're not just talking about mob guys, right? You're talking about pimps and drug dealers and all that shit, right?
That fucking cat just eats shit.
Fuck it.
Bastards can get a taste of home while they're at it. Fuck it. I'm doing it. It is.
Fuck it. I'm doing it.
Pathetic little dick.
Pathetic little dick.
I'll dip my nuts in marinara.
By the way, this movie has the most fucking atrocious array of attempted Boston accents ever. And I love the movie, but the fucking Boston accents are all over the place. There's a guy who sounds like an Italian mobster. There's the two Irish guys. Then there's just like other people with Boston accents. They're just all the fuck over the place. And I know that I don't really have one when I'm doing these shows because I'm pronouncing myself a little bit, and you know I got to be drunk for you to hear it. But it's just, man,
The way I talk?
what?
Because of the way I talk?
Oh, maybe that's what it was. Maybe he meant the way. Yeah, maybe you had an accent. Maybe that's what it is. Okay, I get it now. I went through all this for nothing. What the fuck?
Marinara sauce, just so the fat bastards can get a taste of home while they're at it.
You know who he sounds like? You know who he sounds like is DDP. That's who he fucking sounds like. Listen, my God, it's DDP. It's Diamond Dallas Page.
So the fat bastards can get a taste of home while they're at it. Fuck it. I'm doing it. It is.
He sounds just like DDP.
Oh my god! I'm hit! Motherfucker! I'm hit!
I'm hit.
I can't believe that just fucking happened.
Is it dead?
Oh my god.
Is it dead? I love that. That's what it is. Is it dead? The fucking thing's splattered in the wall. Is it dead?
You New York piece of shit.
Oh.
Yeah, call the police.
All right, let's go over to Discord. Discord, I'm coming to you. If the thing will work, we'll find out. The other day it didn't work. I don't know why it didn't work, but okay. Can you guys hear me? Oh shit, I gotta unmute you. I'm sorry. Hold on a second. We're gonna go to Discord. Oh, Gravy. I'm gonna undo Gravy. What's up, Gravy?
You.
What's up, guys?
What's up, Joe?
All right, let's go over to Discord.
I got Jordan in here too. And-
Hi, Joe.
hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, I'm gonna bump over to live, and I'll drag you over here real quick. I'll be right there.
All right.
Yeah, those are the voices I make. So let me bring Gravy over here. And Bombay and Haunted and Jordan, I'll get you over here too in a second.
Good.
All right. What's up, Gravy? What do you got tonight, man? What's up? What's up to the misses in the background? When you guys gonna release the tape, you know?
Love you, Joe.
I love you. I love you guys.
So what's going on, man?
Nothing much, man. I'm just hanging out, you know, doing I was happy that I got the live stream capability back on Corrupted today, so.
Yeah, finally. So Monetize This is going to be on Corrupted, or?
I'm not. I don't know yet. I think so, but I may make it. I may wait till another week. You know, that way I can announce it and stuff. Because I think people are so used to it, they're gonna look for it over on the other channel now.
All right. What the hell's going on with this dude from New York? Who the hell's talking shit on Twitter now?
Ah, fuck him. I'm not bringing him up. But it's.
Come pick me up.
I'll kill him, Joe.
There's a couple other people who want to kill people too. It's pretty funny. But yeah, I don't care. I don't
Get
care.
these hams.
Yeah, I want to make a thing where where he's got these giant hams there. He should make a T-shirt like that. I told him to make a T-shirt. I was like, dude.
Who, Ken?
Yeah. Like that'd be really funny.
I'd buy one. I'm
Yeah.
trying to buy one of his too.
No, I'll definitely get one. Definitely.
All right, baby. Well, hey, good to hear from you guys. I'm gonna move to Jordan, and I'll talk to you guys soon. I'll be on Xbox later.
All right. Yeah, I'll be on.
All right, baby. Mwah. Love you too. Kiss it up. Yo, Jordan, what's up?
What's up, man?
What is up, man? What do you got tonight?
Nothing much. Just got off work. Speaking of Starbucks, that's where I work, man. It's been crazy.
Oh shit, really? Yeah. So, cause like nobody did anything, just but this one dummy, and like everyone's like making a big deal out of it.
Oh yeah. You know, because our manager brought it up today about the sensitivity training, and we're all like, Jesus Christ.
Dude,
Really?
I've been to Starbucks, and like, I mean, I guess I've never seen anything like this. No one. There's so many Starbucks. There's so many places. So many Starbucks. I feel like it's clear as day that this manager like fucked up, and it's just this one person's fault. Like that doesn't mean that anybody else like is gonna fuck up like that. I wouldn't.
Yeah,
think.
she just wanted. I'm the boss, you know, and backfired. Now it backfired for everybody.
Are people saying like dumb stuff to you now, like when you're there because of it, even though it has nothing to do with you guys?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. Well, was that like? What state are you in? What state are you in?
Florida.
Oh, okay. It's a mix of different people probably coming into. And probably no one gives a shit there, you know.
No, we're laid back.
I mean, this is Philly too. I'm surprised. Like, I don't know.
Well,
like,
I know everyone thinks, oh, Florida, it's a red state.
That's
Which
quite.
it is,
it's
but
yeah, it is. But it's
people are pretty laid back here. I mean, there have been some people at our Starbucks, you know, that like people do. They'll just sit down and just use the Wi-Fi. It's no big deal. We don't sit there and be like, oh, you didn't buy a coffee. You have to go.
Yeah, right. Because that's not what they're about. Like if a normal business, if you own a business, you can kick people out as long as you're not discriminating against them.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, like that's the thing is like you need to have a reason. Like almost like police. Like no, you need to have a reason, and then they might have been okay. But has anybody ever pissed in a coffee over there? Like one of you guys just been like, you know what, this guy's a shithead, and then you just jack off in the coffee?
No. I think that one thing that one of our ex-employees did, like, lady wanted like no whip on her frappuccino, and like he accidentally put it on, and like she's like, I said no whip. So he gets like a spoon, digs it in there, and just flops it on the counter. There you go, no whip.
Well, see, I knew a guy that worked at Dunkin' Donuts, and he like legitimately was telling us one time like all the shit he did to people's coffees. Like, and I was like, dude, are you kidding me? Like
yeah, I've heard some fucked up stories. You think that Starbucks is bad? Like up in New York, man. Oh,
well, I know about New York. Don't worry. Half the people I know from New York end up being fucking asshole psychopaths. But
yeah.
I don't know what's in the water over there. But yeah, man. Thanks, man, and glad you're home from work. And at least you guys can get tipped and everything. You know, a lot of the places, the Dunkin' Donuts here, they don't like. They
can't have tips.
Yeah, can you not have tips too, or you can have tips, right?
Yeah, we can have tips. Like,
okay,
it's usually like how it goes. Whoever's working that morning, probably about 5-6 employees, we split the tip, and we get a percentage. But then you have to write a little bit off on your taxes. But then,
that's not.
We get the tips.
That's not bad. I do. That's. Because when I go in, like, even when I didn't make a ton of money, like, at all, like, even if I had a couple $100 a week job, and I was making, $200 a week, I used to only on Fridays go into the Dunkin' Donuts, and, like, I'd be like, hey, let me have a coffee, and then I'd be sitting there, like, listening to, like, the radio or something. I mean, I would always tip them. I mean, you don't even need to, but it's just like, you just always, I don't know, man. I think it's really cool to tip people everywhere for everything. Like, I mean, like maybe, and I'm not crazy, I'm not going to go poor because I dropped, $20 a week. I threw a couple dollars to people here or there. I just think it makes the world go around if everybody tips and supports everybody. Even though, corporations and people's jobs should do it. But, obviously... Yeah. This dumbass economy and the way people think here, it doesn't work. So all we can do is support each other. And so, like, even though it's a coffee, I'll still give $1 or something every time because fuck it, it's $1 and here's $1. And that, if everybody does that, it adds up for you guys.
It's like usually any bar you go to, I usually give $1 a drink.
Oh, really? I don't do shit at parties. Fuck that. At parties, I grab the ball, I go, I swallow it down, and then I grab shit and then I leave with it. I don't give a fuck at a party. Fuck that. Fuck the party. Jordan, man, I'll talk to you later. Thanks for the call, bro. Welcome to the Discord. Let's go to Haunting Nightmares on the Discord. What's up, Haunting Nightmares? Boom. Oh, shit, he dropped off. We're going to calls, baby. What's up, everybody? By the way, the Discord, I put it in the chat earlier. If you guys missed it, let me just grab the link again. If you guys missed the Discord and you want to try out Discord, jump in. It's free. It's a big conversation. Come into the Discord. The whole community's there. We're all partying, man. Storm, what's up? 80% goes to the bakers first? Oh, Jesus. I'd just be like, nah, put this in your pocket. Fuck this. This is for you. Fuck everybody else. And you know what? I can remember being a kid, being 15, 16 when I first got my first job. And if you guys know my job history, I've laid it out that I've been working forever. But was at a grocery store when I was 15, 14. And, yeah, I remember people being like, hey, thanks. And, like, they tipped me there, too. Like, it was, like, pretty cool. Not everybody always did that, but, when people did, it was pretty damn cool. Johnny Ray Sinister's in here. What's up, Johnny?
What's going on, brother?
Oh, man, your voice is like peppermint. No, what's going on? I don't know.
What the fuck, man?
I don't know what I was gonna say.
Nah, man. And just another night. I'm ready for the weekend, though, man. This week's been bullshit.
Yeah, this week has sucked. I don't know what's been going on with everybody and everything. Like people dying everywhere, but this has been garbage.
Yeah, well, like the guy that passed away today. What, that makes the count up to like 6 in 1 week?
Yeah, and a couple guys, right? Like there was the night court guy. There's the Patriots announcer. For me, I was bothered by that.
Yeah.
Then there's just, Bruno Sammartino. I'm gonna do a whole video on, how important I really think Bruno Sammartino was, and he's more important than I ever thought too. When you read enough of these interviews, it's like, dude, the WWE might not have continued. The WWF may not have become without Bruno.
No, well, and that is probably the one record that he was the longest reigning champion. That was that's probably the one record that will probably never be broken, you know, given WWE's track record with their booking decisions. I mean, the damn guy held the title for like 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, that was insane. And just the money in the crowds. And, dude, what the hell? I just looked at the chat. Amanda says at the Panera, what the fuck? 80% goes to the bakers first? And then we split the rest in the tips? What the hell?
The fuck?
That's crazy. That's not fair. Why would the bakers get 80% first? And then you guys split the remaining 20%? That's dumb.
That is bullshit.
How many why doesn't it just go to everybody equally? Why don't you just say there's fucking 12 people here, we divide it up? That's dumb. And they're probably getting paid more anyway. Why would they?
You would think that they would be paid more because they're doing all the cooking and shit.
Yeah, so if there's like 50, well, there's probably not that much, but if there's like $40 in tips that day, you make $40 in tips, and it might be more than that, but if you do 40, then the bakers are getting like 35, and then the rest of everybody else is splitting $5. That's stupid. That's not fair. If everybody split the 40. You know, I don't know how many people are working there. 5, 4? What?
I don't think anybody should split it.
What do you mean you don't think anybody should split?
I give people a tip for doing a good job.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, if anything, they should get less, right? If anything, it should be the person you tip gets most of it.
No, I think whoever gets tipped gets to keep their tip because they earned it.
Well, no, but sometimes there's like a tip jar, and you're like, well, I'll put it in the tip jar. You did a good job. But it's because of that one person that they did well.
Do that.
Leah's talking. Can't hear.
Restaurants will do that, like with waitresses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Pool all of your tips and then split them with everybody.
Yeah.
I tip, and it's like I tip more based on if I got good service, and that's attributed to the person.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. It sounds like, and maybe the one person should keep it, fine. But yeah, that's why it's so weird that it goes 80% to the baker. Without the person doing a good job in the front, the baker ain't getting shit. If you start serving people with a frown, you know, they're not going to tip, and then the baker ain't going to get money. So they're relying on that person up front to have good customer service and sales techniques. And the bakers are probably getting paid more money. Yeah, it's just stupid. I don't know. That's weird. Baker equals prep cooker.
I actually heard something. I actually heard something today on the Starbucks thing. I don't know how true it is, but apparently, I was reading something today that Starbucks actually had a policy that if you were in the store for a certain length of time, that they have a policy that you're not supposed to, if you're not going to buy anything, that they can't use the restroom. I don't know how true it is, but I did hear something about that today, and I don't know if that's what led to those guys, that's basically
true.
Wound up having a really bad day.
No, you're right. That's true. That is a fact. That is true. They won't let you use the bathroom if you didn't buy anything. That is true. So if they're like, hey, I get the bathroom key or whatever, they don't let you use it.
And so apparently that's what led to the woman calling 911 and having the cops come in, is because they asked the two guys to leave after they tried to go use the restroom.
So see, this is kind of where I'm getting at, where it's like people don't know the full story. Like, so it wasn't like necessarily that a white manager went over to two black guys and told them they needed to leave, and then everybody else. But because instead what you're saying happened is the two black guys tried to use the bathroom, which they don't allow you to do, and then they just said, F it, we're going to use it anyway. And that's when they were like, well, we're going to call the cops then, because what the fuck? We just told you couldn't do that. And then all of a sudden,
right,
and you've got the white, then you've got the white people. No, then you got the white people so cucked out that they're sticking up for them like they didn't do anything, but it's like they did. But here's the other argument. I've heard this argument that I'm talking about. But what I heard was that, from what I heard, that they let the white people use the bathroom, though, that didn't order anything. So, like, the lady was like, I got to use the bathroom, and I didn't order anything. So now that's the real argument there, then. So, but is that true? I don't know.
if that was the case, then yeah, that's pretty fucked up. If they were letting other people use the bathroom that weren't buying anything, that's the only other thing that I heard about it is that when the police showed up, is that the guys kind of had an attitude that, we're not leaving, yada yada yada, and that's what led them. Like the cops asked like 3 or 4 times for them to leave, and that's what caused them to be handcuffed.
All right.
And it's just like, I don't know. Me personally, I am so sick of this fucking like politics shit and everything. Like, you can't even go to a fucking store anymore without it becoming a race issue, and it's just like, it's so fucking stupid, dude.
Honestly, I mean, it just feels like we're setting up to like the future where we're like, I'm gonna be in handcuffs myself just for being white. But it's weird. It's really weird. Like I've seen this before myself. That's the thing, is like I've been kicked out of places. And part of the reason why I used to get kicked out was because I was a kid, right? Like, dude, I was a very calm, nice, respectful kid for the most part. Like, I wasn't like a fucking maniac. Like, some of my friends would be maniacs places, and I'd be like, Jesus, and I just wasn't like that. I wasn't like that when I was a kid. Even I was a weirdo like I am now, but I wasn't like, a disrespectful psycho. And I used to have, T-shirts, the bands, and the fucking goth pants. And I'd be in places, and I would get kicked out of places or followed, and I'd be like, why are they following me? So I kind of get that little bit of discrimination that people are talking about, because I used to look away. Store owners would be like, oh, what is this guy doing? And I would have to, sometimes I would have to talk my way out of it, or talk my way into like being able to stay somewhere, or being able to understand that I wasn't gonna cause problems because I looked like a fucking wacko. And they
I've never had to deal with like being, fortunately I've never been kicked out of a place, but I have had to deal with like somebody in the store following me around and shit, and it's never fun. I don't care who you are, it's never a pleasant experience. Nobody wants to go through that shit.
Yeah. I mean, we used to. I used to follow around ICP kids in my store when I was a manager, because 60% of the time, we literally had a number, 60% of the time, any group of kids that came in with ICP clothes on would steal. And it was down to a T. We would watch the corporate would watch the videos, and they would show them, and like every one, it was always the same. It was different people. It was like, what is going on with... at one point, I was like, what's up with these ICP people? They come in here and they just steal all the time. Like, what is going on? So every time I would be like, well, I'm going to watch the Hatchet Man who just walked in here, because they always steal. Like, and I caught so many people like doing it, and I'd be like, and I know we never called the cops either. I never ended up having the cops called. I would just be like, hey, and I could do it without even following him that much, because I'd walk around the store all the time and say hi to everybody, like, hey, what are you looking for? Can I help you find anything? Well, I'll be up there if you need me. And then I'll walk back up there, and then I'll notice something. I'll be like, oh, so that iPod Nano case you stole, like, you can put that back, and then I won't have to call anybody. And then they would pull it out of their pocket and throw it on the fucking thing. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, because I thought maybe I saw wrong, like, no, they took it. But whatever.
I tell you, like back when I used to work in like gas stations and stuff, and doing like the overnights. Yeah. For me, the people that was always coming in and like always wanting free shit was the bands.
Yeah.
I lived in where I was working at. I had like a main corridor where like a bunch of the bands would come through, like through San Antonio and Corpus Christi. Every single time, I got to meet some pretty cool bands, but they were, every time I'd come in, they'd be asking for like, can we get some free food and shit? And they'd be trying to sneak off with the freaking old ass fried burritos and shit.
They're just like, yeah, we're in a band, so I give a shit. But dude, I've seen stuff like that where people think they're entitled to just like, yeah, I'm gonna take this. But I mean, I don't think I ever called the cops. The only time we ever called the cops was somebody like was wanted by like the fucking, it was crazy. Like, and they were like ripping stuff off in the store. Multiple family members were, and their card came up stolen and everything. And I was like, fuck these people. And I did. But other than that, I never called the cops ever. I just was like, hey, I was like, dude, throw that thing in your pocket on the table so you can just leave and I don't have to call anybody. And they always did. I know.
Actually, I did get to meet like a couple of pretty notable bands. I think the one that I met that was the coolest guys that I met was Behemoth. Those guys were pretty kick-ass when I met them. And then the road crew for Slipknot had passed through.
That's pretty cool.
You talk about that being a fucking wild bunch.
But and a lot of those guys are probably, I would think they make like decent money too. It's not like you're, it's like a small indie band up the road. You can see them like maybe they need some handouts. But, somebody who just played like an amphitheater or whatever.
The only time I ever kind of was like, holy shit, when a band came through is that there was this band that came through one night, and they were kind of being little entitled bitches, and eventually I wound up like chewing out the bass player. And they apologized eventually and they left. Well, the next day I happened to be coming in for a double shift, and there they were on the cover of Headbangers Ball.
Oh, really?
Oh, shit.
Oh, man, I should have blown them. No.
I was like, oh, my God. The band was called, what was the name of that band? Society One. I don't know if they're still around, but...
It was Black Label Society.
It was freaking crazy.
That is funny. That is really funny. Like, I know those guys. They were dickheads. Well, those guys are crazy. Like, I'd be crazy. I was crazy in my band, and nobody even, we go into a gas station, no one knew who the fuck we were. But, I was crazy in that. I was like, if God forbid we ever gotten popular, we'd have blown up a hotel or something, because we were crazy. Haunting Nightmares. What's up, Haunting?
Hey, yo, what's up, Joe?
Oh, now it works. What's up, man? I didn't have you unmuted. I drag people in here, and then they can't be unmuted. I'll get to GT Man and Marvin Watson here, too. We'll get him in a second. But Haunted, Johnny, I'll let you go, man, all right?
All right, man. And you guys have a good night, brother. Good talking to you.
Thank you, Johnny. Johnny really sinister. What's up with you, Haunted?
Well, how are you doing there, Joe? How are you really feeling?
I got another liver. No,
very drunk in the house.
Oh
yeah.
Whoa. Piece of shit.
Not the round like I mean, dang it. Throwdown.
Yeah, it's called.
Yeah, a little throw. There hasn't been too much of a throwdown tonight. I thought anybody want to call and throw down on somebody's mother. But yeah, what's up with you?
I want to throw down on YouTube right now because YouTube's been.
Uh-oh. I lost you. Sorry, Haunting. YouTube's... Dude, fucking... This guy's getting censored by YouTube. YouTube has a bug. YouTube is spying on Haunting Nightmares. He was about to cut a promo on YouTube. He was 2 seconds away from cutting a promo. And then fucking... They shut him up real quick. GT man, what's up?
Oh, shit. Okay, so... I will say, though, like... in a very intriguing way, honestly, though, like, when it comes to, like, sports towns and all that, like, what, like, city would you live in? And what city would you live in because of the sports down there?
Oh, man, but I mean, I'm in Boston, so I wouldn't want to go anywhere.
Well, that's true. You're pretty much in a fucking gold mine right now. Like, what the fuck?
I mean...
like, if you, like, if pretty much if Boston was at least, like, quieting down for us, though. Like, which that's the, like, city would you live in? And what city would you live in because of the sports?
Hang on a second, Mustafa. I'm muting you. Oh, fuck. But no, if Boston was eradicated by Kim Jong-un or somebody, and there was no more Boston, and I had to go somewhere, and you eliminated bias and stuff, I mean, I don't know. I guess I'd want to move somewhere with like a better climate, I guess. I don't know though.
So damn, you pretty much want to be a fair weather fan for sure.
I don't want to be like a Jack Nicholson, you know, like, oh, I like the Yankees and the Lakers, you know. But I can't be. I don't know, because of Boston, it really messes my mind up because I don't want to go to L.A. because I don't like the Lakers, and I don't want to go to New York because I don't like the Yankees. But I mean, I guess if you could erase my mind, like I suppose, maybe it would be New York. I don't know, but maybe I would. I don't know. I liked Florida when I was down there. I don't really like love the teams and stuff, but when I was down in Sunrise, Florida, or whatever, Coral Springs, I enjoyed going.
Here's the thing for me: like Toronto would probably be like the city I will probably hang in mostly.
If you're talking about hockey, I'd probably pick Toronto or like Winnipeg Jets or something.
Yeah. And also probably watching a little Canadian football, but shit, I'm sorry, Canadian football is just too fucking weird. Like, what the fuck?
Dude, I want like
goddamn, like,
I want
shit.
soccer. I want like a football soccer version of Canadian football. I want like a small indoor arena where you play soccer and you can check people into the boards, but no, because you kick the ball only. So like, and there's like nets, smaller nets, and you just can punt that fucking ball everywhere, and there's like crazy one-timers going on, and it's not some giant fucking field. You know what I mean? It's like a small gymnasium. You know, I want that type of soccer, man. That'd be sick.
That's the bizarre part, because if you look up like Australian football,
Yeah.
that would arguably be like the closest thing to that.
Really? They have that like a small little like and you know, I'd have boards up too. So like maybe you can't hit people unless it's into the boards, right? That'd be cool. I don't know. And then and you could even have something where there's like I don't know. I think it'd be way funner, like close range. Maybe you could hit people. You could hit people, but it would just be fun to kick that ball, and it's always going to the net, back and forth to the net all the time, instead of this big gigantic field where it takes forever to move the ball. But that would be like, if I could Americanize soccer, I would do that, man. I think we'd make a bunch of money. GT, man, thanks for the call, man. What's up, Marvin?
Not much. We did have soccer indoors. It was the size of a basketball court. And
Yeah.
It had boards all alongside of it too.
Yeah, see,
But that
that's
was
what I
when-
want. I
when
want
was a
that.
kid.
Oh, dude, I want that. Like, I really do. I would watch that.
But we use like a really soft Nerf ball.
I want
It
to
was, like,
play that.
6-year-olds and stuff.
Yeah, even with I want a small soccer ball, like smaller than the normal soccer balls. And you can fucking just beat the shit out of it. So you can really get under it and shit too. Your foot. And how about everybody's barefoot? How about that? That's weird. Everyone is barefoot.
Barefoot. I feel more comfortable barefoot than with my shoes on.
Me too. I could really punt that ball. I could really fucking tool that thing top shelf. That'd be amazing. And you could do it with that fucking JCS shirt you wear all the time, and then with no pants on.
Alrighty, I got some tidy whities, so I can do that.
Oh my god, dude, you and the tidy whities doing that with no shirt on, with like while eating fucking food at the same time? That'd be hilarious. Me too. I do the same thing. I'll be eating like a chocolate bar, while chasing after a ball, like hamming down on this fucking thing. Like, this is how Americans play soccer.
Hell yeah.
That'd be fucking sick. That would be sick. We're about to be able to go down the street and buy weed at the store now, Leah. You know that? You know that? Pretty soon we're going to be, I think it's like at the end of the year, like in August. I think the shops will be set up then. You can walk down the street and just buy marijuana. I just think it's awesome. Why don't you want to? Because a while back, we don't do anything now, but a while ago, you know, me and you, once in a while, we'd smoke. You know, it was weird. Only a little bit, but once in a while, we did it. And you got all horny. Yeah, but I mean, it was weird. I was like, Marvin, do you get horny when you smoke weed?
No.
Yeah, it's really weird. Yeah, Leah would smoke, and then she'd be like, yeah. And I'd be like,
Does
what?
she smoke horny goat weed or something?
No, it's just be regular. Like, I'd never heard of it before. I was like, this is really bizarre. And it was great. I was like, get some more of this. And it was, yeah, but I'd never seen that before ever. So, like, I'm down. Because it's free, you know, it's legal. You must, you know, I know people that smoke every day, every hour. Like, oh, I got to grab another one. You know, I'm not like that, but like every once in a while, especially if I'm up late and I'm like being creative. Like, I'm telling you, the shows I would do would be insane. I'd probably just call it High as Fuck Show or something, as long as I didn't steal someone else's name. Someone else has High as Fuck Show. Like Target acquired.
I gotta go. Someone's in my driveway.
You got no what?
Someone's in my driveway. I have to go check this out.
You get no phones? Does anyone know what he just said? He just left. He said, I've got something in my driveway.
In my driveway.
You got no what?
Someone's in my driveway. I have to go check this.
Oh, he said someone's in my driveway. I gotta go check on this shit. That's what he said. It's not like he said he got phones in his driveway, but he was saying someone's in my driveway. But someone's like blended into Somes, like that southern, someone's in my driveway. So I didn't quite understand what he said. Someone's in my driveway, but he said, "Ah, damn it, some's in the driveway." It was very, very weird. Don't become a weed head. No, I will not. I'll never become one. I've smoked about 40 times in my entire life, and not at any point in those times was I like running out to, I gotta get more now again. I don't really have an addictive personality. I don't think I have really an addictive whatever. If I want to stop something, I stop it. If I don't, I don't. Except for that time I did get, I had the 2 years where I drank like a maniac, but I wanted to. I was like, let me see if I can kill myself. And so I drank like crazy. But anyway, guys, this was a lot of fucking fun tonight. And I hope I didn't miss any super chats. And I got to work on trying to figure out how it can be activated again. JB took a selfie with a shit on Twitter. Gross. Oh, god damn it. Dolphin on High just told me that. Yeah? Fucking JB.
Sup, guys. It's time to throw down. I would motorboat back boop with my eyes closed.
Oh. Oh my god. Glorious Eugene. Thank you for the bits, man. I appreciate that. We had a great night of gaming the other night on Twitch. Anyway. What the fuck? I hope Marvin's alive. I don't know what went on. Hey, Mustafa.
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, bro?
Look like hell just froze over, man. It's been too long.
I tried to mute you, and I was going to put you on after, but then I forgot you were there because I had them on, so I'm glad you called back. But yeah, what's going on?
Everybody forgets that I'm here. Anyways, dude, everything's been pretty cool, man. So what's this new concept? Throw down, like just throw down a subject matter that just like pisses everybody off, or like what's going on?
Yeah, whatever anybody wants to throw down. Actually, it's going to be funny because in a couple, pretty soon I think I'm going to go on cam. I might go on cam soon, and I'm going to have a beer, and I'm just going to, every time, I'm just going to say, I'm going to pretend like I'm Canadian. I'm going to be like, throw down. No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't know. It's just whatever you want to say. Whatever.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's very cool. Yeah, and dude, sorry about I really haven't really been communicating with you in a while. It's just like some bullshit that I really don't want to get into, and I don't want to put that shit out on Front Street. I mean, you probably heard about it, but at any rate, I digress. Yeah, no, dude, I remember before I sort of kind of like left quietly a number of months ago, you were talking about marijuana stocks.
Marijuana stocks, yeah.
Yeah, and there's a lot that's actually happening right now in the stock market, even in the midst of different pot farms and different places that they're investing, because within the northeast part of the United States, that thing's going to be legal like a motherfucker. And to the point where literally the Republican Party is now secretly looking at this as a possibility, but they don't want to put a mass media attention on it because, there'll only be hypocrites by saying, hey, we don't support this, we're going to jail everybody, but yet at the same time, we're still going to benefit off that, which is some really weird shit, man.
That is weird, but
you know what I mean?
It was, it's been really weird. There was a time when, it's the spike, there was a huge spike that happened, then there was another one. Then I thought, this is it. It's off to the races with this. And then they dropped again. They came way back down again. At least some of them did. But if you got in on board on some of the right ones, you're, rich right now. And some of the others...
What would you consider someone that would be good to invest in, just out of curiosity?
I don't know now because I haven't paid attention. And let me tell you, all the ones that, are... All the ones that I would have are already huge. There's a couple, I think if you look at them, they're, $20 and $40 a share. So
damn.
And they have stayed where they are and bobbled down and up a couple cents in dollars, but it's they're already there, you know what I mean? But I remember when I was looking at them a while ago, just for the fun, I was staring at them. Some of those at the time were fucking 80 cents or something, or $2. So I'm looking at it wow, holy shit, dude, you just died. What the fuck?
Wow.
But no, if
Wow.
if you dropped, if you're like a rich person or like a person that has a decent amount of money or like a chunk of money to invest, like those people killed it because I would have sold it already by now. If you're like a person that could do that.
Yeah, 'cause I have a friend who does the stock market like frequently. Like he goes in, he goes out just because of the way the market is. But he like invested like in Facebook, and as you know, shit's been hitting the fan with Facebook.
Yeah.
And I thought about getting into it, but it's like if I'm going to get into the market, I really want to invest in stocks that I believe in. You know what I mean, and not just especially with all the the net neutrality bullshit and all the fucking what's going on YouTube and how Google's reacting. It seems like a lack of communication on that part. So I'm probably not going to get into that immediately, but definitely with like stuff that doesn't really garner too much attention, that's what I want to kind of go after. Especially with like solar and also with marijuana stocks and shit like that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you research it though, you can figure it out. And if I ever research it again, I mean, I'll tell you. But the ones that I invested in did go up, but everything has been staying where it is still. So it's not really moving, and I don't know what is going on yet. It's gonna be, but I would say that again, if there's cheap ones out there, you see startup ones or some ones that are at anything below a couple dollars, and anybody out here there had a chunk of money, I'd say fuck it. If you have money that you're not afraid to lose, and you could throw a couple hundred whatever bucks at it, I mean, you might as well do it and see what happens, if you wanted to. But there's nothing I could tell you at this point because I'm out of the loop now because I just completely got out of it recently. Mustafa, I'm gonna get out of here, man.
All right, brother.
All right, bro. Good to fucking talk to you, man.
Fuck yeah, dude. No drama, no bullshit. It's just straight up chit chat. So
yeah,
all good.
We still have that. What? Jesus. I don't think he knows.
The aliens, they're coming.
I don't think
they're coming.
I don't think he knows his phone randomly goes. Did you hear that shit? What the fuck?
If he did know and he kept calling up, that would make him a dick. So no, he probably doesn't know.
Yeah. What's up with you, Troy?
Is this the PUBG tip hotline?
It should be.
I need to learn how to land school.
I've been trying to get DeMarco and some other people to do the PUBG podcast with me.
the PUBG pod.
Yeah, I want to do it still. There's these other guys that were doing it, and like they had one view, and I was like, I could do it and get, we could get at least a couple hundred views to start a week.
We could start monitoring the meta, or there's going to be more gameplay clips. We're going to be top 10 show. What's the model here? What are we going for? A little bit of everything?
Yeah. I would cover everything. I'd be like, we could cover the news, what they are doing, what they should do, the difference of the PC versus the Xbox, the state of that. Well,
I guess you could do really on everything. I mean, I like when you rename the channel. What is it, Battle Royale Battalion? Because that's like the new hotness. It's the word around town is everybody's putting Battle Royale in their games.
Yeah, so that's why I'm thinking I'll just play Battle, and I love the mode, so like I'll just play a lot of those games on my channel.
I mean, there was a headline today I saw was saying rumors that Call of Duty 4 doesn't have a campaign mode. It's going to have a Battle Royale mode, something that was supposed to be like, more Overwatch hero style, getting away from the normal Call of Duty. So, yeah, everybody's going Battle Royale crazy.
Yeah,
I just like the movie with all the Asian kids killing each other.
I think they're going to do it because why wouldn't you? Like, they got to... And, dude, if they blow up because of it, like, if Call of Duty, like, comes back in a massive way and everyone's playing it, like, we're just going to be sitting here like, damn... PUBG and like Fortnite, they revitalize Call of Duty and everybody else, or they'll do it and still it won't put up the numbers that Fortnite and PUBG are doing now.
Yeah, well, my number one is still anticipated is still Red Dead 2, and
isn't Red Dead's gonna have it too, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be one of the things in multiplayer. But I mean, the Red Dead Redemption had everything. I mean, you could just go into multiplayer and just go play poker in a saloon against other people. You could go race horses and race honestly, or shoot the people off their horses like a dickhole. That's the great thing about that game. You could just do whatever the fuck you wanted.
Yeah, right. It's actually, speaking of games, Bombay, Mr. Gordon Bombay. I'm sorry I didn't get you on here, by the way, Bombay. I was trying to get everybody in, but And what's up,
Emilio
Wanda?
Estevez himself is here?
He's here. He doesn't know. He doesn't like hockey, he says. I asked him before. I said, I don't like hockey. But there he is with that name. I'm like, but you have a strange reference. And he's like, yeah, I know the movie. I like the movie. I'm like, oh, okay.
But not hockey.
But he says, he said Joe should play some of those sex simulation games. And stream them.
Like what? Like the shitty Japanese dating sims?
Yeah.
You got to find your waifu?
How fast would the fucking YouTube channel come down if I did that?
Oh, that would have been good April Fools. Like, hey guys, I decided to take a different jet for the channel. We're gonna move into more RPG, starting with this one, and like fucking just Japanese dating sims. Just, here's the list. Just have a calendar. Like, we're gonna start playing these.
But you know what? I could easily just put that up on Pornhub. You know, just tell everyone, be like, yo, it's going down on Pornhub. Fucking
How's the monetization over on Pornhub? They catch up to YouTube yet?
I don't know. I'm gonna look at it. I swear to God, I'll start doing it. And if they're like, well, you can't just do a podcast over here, then I'll do a podcast with like naked women fucking behind me. Like, I'll just put a video. I'll buy the rights to like 30 seconds of women, and then I'll just do my regular show, but with that as a theme, and I'll be like podcast with sex. That'll be the name of it.
It's all about multitasking.
And then I'll be able to stream that game that I want to stream. I'll be able to stream Tough Diddlers too. You know, it'd be crazy.
They must have some kind of monetization thing because they have a whole community channel and people uploading shit.
Yeah.
Like, they can't just be everybody doing it for free just for, you know, getting your willies.
I'll research that because if there is, I'm going to start a jack-off channel. You know, like where I just
They must have
jack
rules
off.
like there must be this amount of penetration. There must be 1,000 in and outs per video.
No, you have to get so many likes. Like, once your video gets more than 500 likes, then you get, you know, 7%, 7 cents CPA or CPM.
You wouldn't have to change much. You've already got the catchphrase, you know, stick that thumb up your ass.
Yeah, you see? And I'll put a condom on it to remind the kids, like, hey, you know, wear a condom.
Stay safe. It's educational. It's entertaining. This is everything. It's everything in one channel. That's what everyone's going to get.
I really think, though, that I could start a channel where I just jerk off. Like, every video. Like, tons of videos of me just jacking off. But it's like a zoom in, you know, on my dick. And, like, I just jerk, and then just, oh! Like, and I put the video up, like heart, and I'll have all kinds of weird names for them, too. Like, Hardy Bust. You know? Like, Hardy Bust. And like clumsy jack off session, you know, and I'll just do tons of them.
just wackadoo, just the most awkward shit. Like, it's all solo cam, but it's just weird, just all staged, like
because nobody.
Oh
my God! Even better, I'll put a green screen behind me, and I'll paint like I'll come up with this like green screen, and I'll cut a hole in it perfectly to fit around my dick and balls. So everything that's shot, I'm gonna green screen. So and I'll take like crazy neon lights, and I'll put that where the green screen part is. So then it's my dick like in space.
So you're fucking
my
dick
dick is just jerking
You could do
off.
it both ways. You could be like fucking the green screen. You could have the porn scene behind you as you're like sticking your dick into the green screen. Or the dick like dicks in space.
Yeah, like, you know, jacking off in space, you know, jacking off on the fucking Lincoln Memorial Monument.
No, I got it. Dick steroids. It's like we make it like asteroids, but your dick is the ship, and it's shooting all the giant flying boobies that are coming in trying to kill you.
And no one will ever know it's me, so I don't have to worry about like my family being embarrassed. And you know, I'll come
except for everyone that just heard the plan. When Dick Steroids comes out in 3 months, they're gonna know. But
oh yeah, I guess I gave it away. Leah's embarrassed now. I don't get why. I don't. Well, anyway, I got to get out of here. It's the end of the show. Troy, is there anything you wanted to bring up?
PUBG.
I might jump on PUBG in a minute. I'm not sure yet.
No, otherwise no. Great show today.
I'll tell you what though. I'll text you in a few minutes. I might jump on. I'm contemplating. But I love you.
Contemplate away. We'll catch you later.
All right, Troy. All right, love you, man. Talk to you later.
Peace.
I say I love you. Other people say peace. I say I love you. All right, let's get the fuck out of here. I want to say thank you to everybody who stopped by tonight. Glorious Eugene Dolphin for your donations and tips. And everybody else who did it as well. We got thank you to ADTR. I believe ended up being the The top super chat of the night was by ADTR. Super chats are back. Let me see what else we got here. We got, it's up to Ray Rock, too. Big Mike's wrestling recap show said that was my earthquake experience. It's rare, says Big Mike. I guess I missed what else he said. So I want to shout out to the people who basically sponsored the show tonight. Also, shout out to my sponsors, WrestleCrate.com. Go to WrestleCrate.com, enter in coupon code Joe Sent Me, and you'll get a percentage off your WrestleCrate. Also, if you guys want wrestling news, PWPNation.com. Check them out, PWPNation.com. That's where I go for that as well. Shout out to everybody who supported with their super chats. Fabe, Connor, Big Mike's Wrestling Recap Show, ADTR, dropping 20. Super Laser with the 2. Narb Spankaho with 1.99. That's $1.99. I have to read it like it's the Richter scale. Thank you all so much for making this show continue. And this was episode number 3 of Thursday Night Throwdown. Episodes 2 and 1 are still available here on the Corrupted Podcast channel, and they were broadcast before on Twitch. We might do some more on there. Make sure you follow me on all my channels. Subscribe right here to youtube.com/corruptedpodcast. And I'll be doing some more streams maybe tomorrow from my phone. Before Monetize This Friday night, Monetize This Live. We'll be live on the Spectrum Gaming channel again, I believe. Possibly we'll come back over here over the next week. I don't know yet. And I may bring Monetize This back here. I don't know, but I think it's going to be over in the Battle Royale Battalion channel because I don't want to move it. I don't want to move it suddenly tomorrow. I want to keep it where it is, even though we don't have Super Chat. So that's too bad, but shit happens. YouTube.com/corruptedpodcast. YouTube.com/JCSgaming. YouTube.com/Joe Cronin Show for the wrestling news. And, of course, I want to shout out the patrons. We got new patrons. Everybody who's been keeping all my shows going, keeping everything we do here going.